The market has been digesting a lot of headlines, a lot of risk, and a lot of unknowns. We're seasonally in probably the toughest time for a lot of these stocks. And, earnings season is just around the corner and it kind of can't get here soon enough. But one thing that we all are observing is that semiconductor shortages are global. And one way to release and relieve that issue is by installing more semi-cap equipment. We think longer term, there's really good secular growth trends in place for semi-cap equipment. Companies like those two you just mentioned, Applied Materials, Lam Research, are two of the best in the industry, highly liquid, larger cap. And we think that those types of names long term would do well, while also there's also smaller suppliers into that supply chain, which we also think should begin to benefit after this correction that we've been seeing.
Yeah. Of all of the takes that we've heard in the past couple of weeks, and maybe we'll get a little bit more out of Marvel today, let's hope, is that this would be around for another 12, maybe 18 months. Automakers have sort of echoed that. Do you think that makes sense, that kind of timeline?
I think the supply shortages of semiconductors certainly are around for another year, if not longer. The automotive content that is using semiconductors is multiples from where it was in the traditional car. When you look at these EVs, this is just a trend that is coinciding with these shortages. So we're seeing more semiconductors across almost every industry. Automotive is a big one, but we also see it in aerospace, medical, industrial. So semiconductors, we think long-term have a very good trend. The question is it at the leading edge or is it some of the trailing edge? And for some companies, they're even seeing pricing power for the first time in many, many years on those trailing edge semiconductors just because of the shortages. Capacity has to be put in place. And if we can begin to build manufacturing here in the United States, which I personally think is a good geopolitical decision, we're going to see more spend, and that's going to continue over the next few years.